Okay, I think we're here. You guys have no idea what this morning has been like. Okay, alright, we are just diving right in, and I'm just going to go ahead and say if you hear some weird noises, it's Drake again. Okay, he's over there doing something he should just keep to his room, and I can only do so much. So, I'm going to apologize in advance for that. Okay, so we are here, and if I end up being a little weird today, it's because I literally have only been awake for an hour. So, but I got my coffee, so we are good to go. And I now have this fear that I did not put this as a public video. Okay, public video. Okay, woohoo! Aaron's here. Okay. All right. Okay. I feel a little flustered this morning because I have not slept in late in forever. And last night I stayed up late reading, and I haven't done that in forever. And so I slept in unintentionally. And so about an hour ago, the hubby comes back in the bedroom and he's like, "Are you going to sleep all day?" So it's a good thing that he's on vacation with me this week. So yeah, because otherwise, who knows? And then, of course, the dogs had to go out right before we went live, and Buttons had to find the perfect patch of grass to poop on, and that took about 20 minutes. So, it's a weird morning, but we're here. And we are talking about book stuff. I'm super excited. I feel like today is just like book day because I had this plan to talk about the new book journals this morning for this live stream. And then tonight, me and Mandy are hopping on Zoom to talk to Kelly Finley for our podcast. And I'm super excited. Super excited. I've got my list of questions so that I don't fangirl and freeze up. So wish us luck. Hopefully Mandy will have her voice back. If not, she's just gonna be there and hang out. So we'll just wait and see how that goes, but I'm super excited. But okay. Excuse me. Okay, I told you it's a weird day. So we are talking all about book stuff, and I realize my microphone is way over here. Whoa. Okay, what's happening, y'all? Technical difficulties. This is a weird day. I'm telling you. Okay. So now my microphone's right here instead of way over there. I don't know if that's any better, but here we are. We are here. I'm Tori from Calypso Creative Planning and all that good jazz. We're going to talk about book stuff today. Super excited. So, for this quarter, I am using this new horizontal marble book journal, and if you have not seen this yet, the cover looks like this. I am using the dated version, and I have decorated my cover to be super freaking pretty. I mean, look at that. It's just so lovely. So I am already obsessed with it. I mean, absolutely obsessed. So I knew that I needed a yearly version, and several of you said you wanted a yearly version. So we do have a yearly version. Did I put it on my iPad? Let's see. If not, I can download it. So, no, I have not put it on here yet. Let me just grab that real quick so that you can see it. Or did I? Did I put it out here? No, it is just not there. Okay. I am going to grab that real quick so you can see the yearly version. I've shown the quarterly version before, and like I said, I am obsessed with it. All right, this one. Save and open. There we go. And I'm just going to put it in the 2024 folder for now, just because I haven't created a 2025 folder yet, because oh my goodness. All right, is the sound back on now? Is it good? And said the sound went out for a moment. Okay, don't be weird, good notes. Don't be weird. Okay, so the the one that I'm using is this one, and it is dated for this quarter. There's an undated version, so it's literally just 3 months here. Have not done anything with this page yet. Probably will, maybe. I don't know. We shall see. But it's got the 3 months, and then you've got 6 little bonus sections, and then you've got a TBR, you've got an overview, you've got bonus pages and stuff like that. So in the new yearly version, you have all of those things, but for a full year. And it says, I updated my GoodNotes and I'm so lost with the new lasso options. Ugh. It is different. I know Anne was struggling with it. I've been struggling with it, but there's some pluses and minuses. But yes, it is different. And in case you missed last week's thing, I was showing a little bit about fun ways to use it. Because if you're wanting to line stuff up, especially when it comes to book covers, I like being able to like place one corner and then, well, let's just do an example. Okay, so like let's say I wanted to put like this one in here. Okay, if you're using the image tool, this is how you resize it, right? Like this. If I'm using the lasso tool, I can click it and, I have to turn on image selection. Thank you. Image. I can say resize. I keep clicking ask GoodNotes and I don't want to ask them anything. Okay. But resize, and like I can line it up with the top, and then I can pull this up to be at the bottom. It's just fantastic. I love that. Love that. But it is a little weird to remember to like choose that. But I don't like the ask GoodNotes button. Like, why? Just go away. I don't want to ask you anything. And if I do, I can go somewhere. Like, I don't know how many times I've clicked this button accidentally and it irritates me. So go away. That could go away and I'd be fine. So, okay, let me turn this. Okay. So this is the version I'm using right now. And love it. Love it. Okay, so what I've done is I've got my monthly, and then you've got an overview and a challenge. I haven't done anything with the overview yet because, month's not over. But the challenge, this is how my challenge is looking so far. Now, the page actually looks like this. Oh, well, that's really hard to see. So it looks like this, where you've just got these little boxes and you can create your own little challenge. But because, we have the Mandatory Reads book club on Patreon, there's a challenge board each month. So this is the challenge board for October, and this is how mine is like filled out so far, and I love it. Love it. Okay. And then the way this book journal works is like you click on a day, like the little date, and it takes you to a blank page. I have been trying really hard to stick with my book journaling, and I've been having so much fun with it. You guys, okay? I'm obsessed with this book journal. So let me by the way, what I do is I put the book cover on the day that I start reading the book, and then my little tracker stickers that I make in Procreate, I put those on there. And then if there's a page like this one here where there's nothing, like I didn't start a book that day, I will delete that page. So when I'm doing like a flip through, I don't have a bunch of white pages because I don't need it if there's no book for it, right? So like this page, and this page, I delete those so that I can flip through and I don't have to like see a bunch of empty pages, right? So are you ready? Because I'm obsessed with this. If you have not seen these pages yet, hopefully you'll be blown away. I don't know. But look at this. I'm having so much fun with this book journal. I don't know what it is, but like I really like the basic minimal modern style for my book journaling, and the more realistic style for my planners, like my regular planners. So I'm obsessed. Look how pretty this is. Come on. I haven't done one for this because technically I'm still in the audiobook for book 2. So audiobooks are harder for me to do book journal pages because I don't like I don't collect quotes with audiobooks, and that's usually I do a lot of quotes, but I have been doing my Pinterest boards a lot, and I can show you those because it's part of my book journaling process. But I have been doing this a lot. But for this series, I have specifically avoided looking it up on Pinterest because I don't want to spoil anything, since everyone else has already read this. I don't want to spoil anything because I'm like partway through the second audiobook for this one. So it may get a page, it may not, I don't know. But look how pretty these pages are. There's something about this simple modern style that I absolutely love, and I'm hooked on Pinterest boards for my books right now. I mean, look at this. It is so much fun to make these, and I just want to do more and more. More and more. See, like this, for this one, I want to make them all different, right? For this one, I didn't have a lot of quotes. I just had these. So I included my book review and then mostly images. And I laid all of these out inside GoodNotes. You could do it in Procreate and then pull it in so it's like one picture, but I just put them all in GoodNotes. And I mean, it worked out pretty good. And then this one actually was an audiobook. And while I was listening to it, I did do a Pinterest board for it. So because I could look it up, because whatever, it's not going to spoil anything for me because I was looking things up. Whereas, ACOTAR, like everyone's doing that. So this one, since I didn't have any quotes, I included my book review, and then, like a little collage type of grid over here, and then the cover. I love it. This is what I'm going to do today. Hopefully I've got my quotes ready. And then this one, I finished it. And then this one I finished last night. So that is where I'm at. And I love it. But you see how fun it is, like when you pull out these blank pages. So I don't have 4 pages, just like little naked pages just hanging out in there. And I can just flip through. And I love it. Love it. So, and it's just really fun to be able to click on this and go to a page. And this book journal comes with the page layout stickers, so that if you didn't want to go as free flowy and use the stickers to create like layouts, you could totally do that. So it comes with that. And the blank sections here, they look like this. It's just a divider here that you could do whatever. So what I've done right now is this first section, I added this lined page, and I didn't know what to call it. I'm just saying words to learn, because I am starting this thing where sometimes you'll be reading and it'll be like a word like you've never heard that word before, because sometimes the author uses it well and it's like, oh, that makes sense. It's, you just know more words than me. But other times it's like you're just trying to fit in big words, I don't know. So I've started highlighting those words, and I'm going to pull them into here with their definitions. I just thought that would be fun. Like new words, that's a nerdy thing, I guess. And then here is, I started creating pages for Kelly Finley's books. I did this in the book journaling live stream in our Patreon book club. And it was just so pretty. And I love it so fucking much. That I didn't have anywhere to put it, and I wanted it to be in this style, so I just put it here. But in this live stream in book club, I talked about creating an author journal. So that's one thing that we're going to look at today. Is I created that. It is in the shop. So pages like this, where I didn't read it in October, but I made it the page, I can put that in the author journal. So we're going to look at that. The TBR looks like this. So you've got one for regular books, and then one for audiobooks. And then the overview, I may put these in. I don't know. That's kind of a lot. But we shall see. It is kind of cool to be able to see all the books for the whole quarter right in one place. And the way this works is you've got this little area up here where you can have kind of like a recap, a little overview of the month, your stats, And then you've got these quick links for the months, and then you've got this quarter's book releases that takes you to this calendar. But one of my favorite things about the overview section is I included big overview pages. and this is one of them. So there's 4 different templates in here. There's one for regular books that's just like a big overview like this. And there's one for audiobooks that looks like this. And then if you want a little more detailed version, you've got this. And there's also one for audiobooks. So you can just like copy those pages as many times as you want. And I think it's really fun to just see a large format overview of the books that you've read for that quarter. So love it. Love it. Okay, so the yearly version, this is what it looks like. And you've got this here kind of, just this front page. Oh, Claudette's here. Hey. And Jessica, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hey. So this is in the yearly version of this book journal. Most everything is the same. There are some slight differences, but you've got this front page, and on this front page, like this is, you click this button and it brings you back to it. You've got like a little yearly plans area with goals and what you're excited about and notes, and it is lined. It's just a little hard to see on the screen. And then you've got this where it's this year's book releases and next year's book releases. Now this is the dated version, but there is an undated version. So we've got this year's book releases. It looks like this. It says little calendars. You can put those on there. You got 2 pages. And then you've got next year's book releases so that you can plan ahead. Because sometimes you've got like lots of books that like you'll know about like, oh, in June of next year, So I wanted to include that, right? And says, I love that you gave all those books 5 stars. Yeah, well, they were 5-star reads. I'm telling you, they were. Okay? Trust me. They were. They were. Okay? I think I'm just good at picking out books. I have had, a couple of not 5-star books this year. And like a couple that I didn't finish. But that's really rare. Most of my books, it's like 4 and 5 stars. So love it. But these are all definitely 5 stars. Definitely. So, okay. So with the yearly version, in the overview, let's look at that. So the overview for the yearly version, you got the entire year here with all of your little specs. And I love this. So you can fill this in at the end of each month. And then you've got book of the month. And this is like regular books, but then you've got book of the month audiobooks. And then I did these overview pages, and you can do what I did and like rearrange them if you want to. But you've got the detailed versions for audiobooks and regular books. And then you've got just these basic ones where it's just the cover and the stars. And I did use the star rating stickers from my sticker book. That's what those are. But yeah, so this is the overview section. The TBR looks like this, just the same. Now for each month, I fixed that. I just haven't uploaded that back to me. Okay. So for each month, you've got the monthly calendar, the overview, and the challenge, just like you did before. Looks like this. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there you go. And then the same thing where you've got, it did not mean to click that. Come on. This is the messed up version. I fixed this. This was my tester version. So the same thing here where like you click on a day and it goes to a blank page. And then you do have the 6 bonus sections down here. I didn't look at the bonus pages. So here's what they look like here. The bonus page templates. This is where like each day of the year has a blank page so you can do anything with, but I did include some bonus pages. So you've got just white, this is lined, you've got grid, dot grid, then you've got the half pages with blank, lined, grid, and dot grid. Then this is just no trim at all. So like these have like the marble on it. This is just no trim at all. And then you have all of those same pages in black. So you can just play around and do whatever you want with these. And then you've got some bonus pages that, like this one's just plain marble. This one's like a little divider thing, a cover. This one's just a little triangle. And then these have, if you want to do like a half and half, or like this little border trim thing, or this divider. So those are all the bonus pages in there. And I just love this book journal. It's simple. And like I said, I really like having the simple, minimal, modern look for my book journal. And then the more realistic look for my regular planners. So that's why I wanted to do this. So that's the yearly version of this newest planner. Now, there is another one called, not that one. This one. It's called the Year in Review. Now, if you're looking for, like, maybe you just want like a simple overview, maybe you don't really do the individual book pages and you want something a little more simplified, you don't care about clicking on a day to go to a page, then this one might be for you. So with the Year in Review, it's set up identical to the yearly version, with the difference being, I edited mine. Okay. That does not help when I'm trying to show this, does it? Okay, let me pull in a blank version so you can see what it looks like. So with this version, this is my customized version. And I probably should have just had the regular version on here because that just makes more sense. Because then you can see it. Okay. Year in Review. Save. Oh, let me go back out. I don't want you to do like to put it in there. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so with the Year in Review, when you click on a month, you just get this. Like, this is the undated version. There is a dated version for 2025, but the way it works is it's just calendars. There's no daily pages in here. So maybe you just keep up with your... Drake, you okay? Drake, hang on. Puppy trauma. You okay? Breathe, honey, breathe. Okay, so maybe you just keep up with your monthly pages and you don't do the journal pages. Like, maybe you do the occasional journal page. This one might be for you. So you have like the overview section where you have all these things just the same, right? So you can do the overview. But then for each month, you just have the calendars. And if you have the occasional journal page, you can always just come to this area and pull a page and put it in that month. It's not linked, but it is in that month. So if that's more your book journaling style, then maybe you want to go with this one. Now, I decided that I wanted to play around with this for this year, even though we are currently in October. So that is what this is. So let me just go back. This is my version that I tried to kind of like catch up with for this year. Aaron says, poor Drake, when I get a hairball too. Poor thing. And he's like, every time he does one of those like wheezing coughs, I worry, because I think I've said this before, but maybe not in a while. Like, he has heart failure that we found out earlier this year. And one of the things that goes along with that is like fluid buildup in his lungs. So he's on like 4 different kinds of medications. And one of those is to help with fluid. And so when he gets that wheezing cough, sometimes it's because he's overexcited himself and like he has fluid in his lungs, and so it makes him cough, and so I have to watch out for him. And I think he's getting a little overexcited with this toy, and if he doesn't settle down, I'm gonna have to go take it away because I hear him over there and he needs to calm down. I think that's what it is. He's getting himself all worked up over his toy. He needs to quit it. Okay, so for this year, I decided to take the undated Year in Review planner and fill it out for this year and kind of play a little catch up, right? So I didn't do the releases. So we're just ignoring that for now because this is catch up for this year. Now, I haven't done this yet, but I probably will. Since I have all these stats in Notion, I can just quickly fill this in, I think. Although picking favorite books of the month is really fucking hard. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. As you can see, I have not done that for regular books, but I did do it for audiobooks because I didn't start doing audiobooks until May. And I only did 2 that month. So audiobooks were easier for me. So I think it's really fun. I don't know how I'm going to pick this. If you have any tips for how you pick your favorite book of the month, let me know, because I don't know how to do it. And says, poor sweetie. Aaron says he's got a good mama to take care of him. Thank you. And says, yes, he does. Give him smooches from all of us. Aw, Drake, they love you. He's deaf. He can't even hear me. Like, he's falling apart, guys. He's falling apart. If you have not worked with a deaf dog, like, you just don't even know. Like, I was not prepared. He's so much louder now because he cannot hear how loud he is. So he's like extra loud and tries to talk all the time. And then you can't call him outside when he's like running around. Although he will hear like certain noises. He can hear, I don't know if it's like decibels or whatever. So if I'm like yelling for him, he can't hear me. But if I clap really loud, he can hear that. So that's how I have to call him. I'm just like out in my yard going like a crazy person. I don't know if that's better than yelling like a crazy person. I don't know, but it can be entertaining. And then you feel stupid because you're yelling at a deaf dog and he has no idea what you're saying. Okay, so book of the month. Here is how I've started doing my yearly overview for this year. So what I did is I took these pages, and since, you don't know what books you're reading that year, right? So what I did is, as I had a book, I tried to go alphabetically for the most part because, I don't know, nerdy goodness. I figured that was an easier way to start. So I wanted to group books in like by series and author and stuff like that. So like this is A's. So like this is a series, and I know I'm going to have one more next month. And then this is a series, and this is the start of a series, but I don't think there's another one. I do have a bonus scene for this, and I do count my bonus scenes because, sometimes it's just a few pages. Sometimes it's like a couple chapters. I count them. I count everything. So, but what I did is I like took a page, and then I did, I did this, and I just like add a page, right? And then I added the next book. I'm going to delete this one. Okay. So I've got like, this is A's, and then this is B's, and I'm like grouping, Blake's books here, and then Becca's books here, and then this Brandy's books. I know I had several of those, so I was like, I spaced them out, but it's so easy to just add another page, and then you can group them. And then at the end of the year, I can come back and like move things around to fill in the spaces so I don't have like pages with gaps. Like this is Candace Wright's books. I have another one that I'm starting today. So, like it can go in one of these spaces, and then Candace books are all on one page. And then, let's see, hang on. Y'all are like chiming in. Aaron says, I did have a blind guinea pig once, but no deaf dog. It is a whole different experience, but I'm sure a blind guinea pig is quite the experience too. Claudette says, I have pugs and never listen anyways. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought, before I realized he was deaf, I thought he was just a little asshole. Just like purposely ignoring me. Like we all did. We thought he was an asshole. And like more of one than he used to be, right? But then one day he was like 2 feet away from me. Like right, like I'm sitting, and he's like 2 feet away from me. And I'm like, Drake. No reaction at all. And I'm like, Drake. And I just gradually got louder until I was like screaming his name, and then he heard me. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's deaf. So then we started testing it out, and that's how we figured out that he was actually losing his hearing and not being just a little asshole. So, you live and you learn. And says, I just signed up to get one of A.L. Jackson's books yesterday. Wait, which one? Oh, I may know because I signed up for her next one. So we probably signed up for the same one. The cover looked fantastic. A.L. Jackson. Okay. So like this was my first A.L. Jackson book. And there was another one that happened, like there's another series. This is the first book in a new series. There was another series that this one spun off of. And some of those characters appeared in this one, like little cameos. And so now I'm going to go back and read that other series because this one spins off. Love it. Aaron says, oh, Tori, we can tell what kind of books you love by naming this live stream. Yeah. Love it. I have a deaf dog. Thankfully, she doesn't bark for much. Oh, Drake barks at every fucking thing. But she's very loud when I'm making her dinner. And I have to be very careful when she gets out of the house because she can't hear me call. Yeah. And this one here wants to travel all the way over to Texas to take a poop. I'm like, why do you have to go so far? Like, and then he wants to turn around and make sure I'm watching him. And it's so weird. We don't have a fenced-in yard, but we have very big yards. And he does like to push the boundaries of that. It's very annoying. But the clapping does work. He can hear that. And so that's kind of become the thing. Very funny. Very funny. Okay, so, yeah. So what I did is I just put a blank new page. Drake, you okay? He is struggling this morning. Oh. No, that was not intentional. I'm going to have to fix that. I swear, I did that last week. That's what it was. I did that last week. Aaron, you said live stream. No, I did that last week because, like, what you don't know is my keyboard is, like, right here. It's, like, tucked, like, way over here. And I'm, like, typing my thing, like, whoa, you know, and I misspelled. So, no, that was not intentional. I don't think I can fix it while I'm live streaming, though, but that's funny. I did go back and fix that on last week's. And then I didn't catch it whenever I did, like, it just, when I do Streamlabs to stream, it just pulls up whatever I used last. So I did not mean to do that. But it does perfectly work. It does. It really does. Lack of coffee? Maybe. Because look, this is how far I've gotten into my coffee. That's not far. Literally, like I said, I've been awake for an hour and a half. So, okay. So here's like this one. You can see it starts to mix and match. Now I will have to rearrange this because I do have another Shell Bliss book coming out at the end of the month that I should be reading. And then, so I'll like move these around. But the whole point of this, to make it easy on myself, is to just insert a new page. Like these are C's, you know, and then this E's. And then it makes it easy to put the books in. And then I can go back and just move them around as needed. So like Eva Simmons, I read a lot of Eva Simmons this year. So like this is one series, this is one series, and then this was the bonus epilogue to this one. But this is another series. When does Eternal come out? Let me see. I know there's a cover reveal for Eternal today. I have not posted it yet, but it is happening today. But I need to check this out. Let's see. Where's it at? Oh, Eternal doesn't come out till next year. Damn it, Eva! I want it now. Okay, well, Eternal's the next one in this series. So, okay, more Eva Simmons. Then I've got an F, Frega Storm, and then Hannah Gray, Hell of a Risque. So doing a page like for each person, like each author, each letter or whatever, as I get them, is a easy peasy way of filling this in. Like these are J's. It's just so easy. And then this, I left a gap here because I'm working my way through this series, and I actually have 2 pages for Kelly. So this is 1 page. These are all in order. And then this is another page. There's some other books that goes here. So I'll probably have to, if I can get through these this year, which I would love to do, then there'll probably be another page in between these 2. But, I mean, look how good this looks. Having this large overview. Like this one, there's another one here that I'll read next month. This one, I think this one's next month too. Let's see, I'm over here looking at my Notion. And let's see, when is this one? Madison Cole, where are you at? I think this is next month, maybe? Maybe. So, like, there'll be another one here. This one will have another one. And then I want to read some more R.C. Bolt. Is it November? I feel like I should know this because there's a cover reveal today. Let me see. I may have the old date. Let me see. May have the old date. Where's it at? Why does this not tell me? Let me look. November 22nd. Okay, so I have the old date for Eternal. Let me just fix this while we're here. So, Eternal, Edith Simmons. Because you know how sometimes like they'll put, like the first date they put on Amazon is the, like, just kind of like a placeholder date. So the old Eternal date was July of next year. And I had it in my list, like, to move it forward. So let me just, I'm fixing it in my Notion. There we go. Okay. Moved up the list. Gotcha. All right. That's the same day as the second one, and this one comes out. Miss Sunrise comes out this day. So, and says Becca's Hatherley Hall book 3 is in January, though. I still have not read that series. That is on my list, and I need to get caught up. There's 2 books I need to get caught up before the other one comes out in January. So that needs to happen. I want all the books, okay? All the fucking books. And then this is Samantha Barrett's page for now. She's got a new series coming out. She did some rebranding on some that I might want to get into. And then she's got a new series starting. So, got some places for that. And then we've got the 3rd book of this comes out. This was a standalone. So, I've got some more room here. Tracy Lorraine. Love, love, love. She's got another one. She's got a Christmas one coming out. So, that's, space here. And then this is my page where it's like, this is my only 3-star review of the year. And then these I didn't finish. So this one I didn't finish because I got halfway through and I'm like, it's a second generation spinoff and I didn't read the first generation. And sometimes you can read the second generation and it's fine. But this one felt like a majority of the world building was done in the first series. And when you got to the second series, you should have already known. And I didn't know. So I stopped halfway through and I will come back to this one. This one I stopped halfway through because it just wasn't doing it for me. And Drake, you okay? He is struggling this morning. Am I going to have to take your toy away? Hang on. I got to take his toy away. Drake, you're getting too wild this morning. Turn it down. Gimme. No. No. You're done with this. You're done with this for a while. Go play with buttons. I'm recording live. Go. No, put your tongue back in your mouth. Go lay down. Go chill. Goodness. Just wild. Go lay down. You're getting too worked up. Shouldn't have let him bring the stupid toy in here. Now he's probably going to yell at me. Be prepared. Okay, so this is my yearly overview for my books, regular books. And then this is my audiobook section. Love this. So I've made it a point to include audiobooks more in the new book journals, whereas I didn't have those in there before. And I've been doing more, and like I've been seeing how so many of you are doing more audiobooks, so I wanted to make a point to include that. So this is my yearly overview of audiobooks. So I've got this page, and since I have fewer of these, I didn't worry about doing like multiple pages for alphabetical purposes, because there's so few, because I didn't start until like May. But moving forward, I will need more. I know I will. But the good thing about digital is I can always just move these around. And then this is A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is me working through this series. So I'm on this one right now, and I need to finish it because I would like to get the audiobook of A Touch of Golden Madness in before the month is out, because book 1 in the prequel series comes out next month, and I'm on the ARC team for that, so I know I will be getting the ARC for it, and I'm super excited. So I want to go back and revisit, hang on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm building my physical book library here. So, A Touch of Golden Madness. Look how fucking pretty this is. I mean, look how pretty. Look how pretty. She a beefy one. She a beefy one. So I have the audiobook for this, and I want to fit it in before the next, the prequel book comes out. So, and if you're curious about my, my growing paperback collection, oh, slight roll there. I got this one too from Kelly Finley, and it is so pretty. So pretty. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Maybe I need to pull this up a little. Hang on. Oh, microphone's in the way now. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Okay, so this is Kelly's. I mean, look at this. It's so pretty. Let's get to another one. Eiley. Where are the guys? Eiley. Come on. Okay. I know there's some guy chapters in here. Where are they at? Oh, Silas. But look how cool these chapters are. I don't know when authors started doing these like special front pages for the chapters, but I love it. Love it. And Brandy did that with her series. Look how pretty it is. So, look at that. Love it. Love it. It's so pretty. So pretty. And the little post-it notes are in here too. Where they at? Oh, see? I mean, look how cute that is. I love that. So, my paperback collection is growing, and I'm so happy about it. So, I need to, it's growing. I've got tons more, and I'm waiting for another one of these to come. Super excited. Benefits of being on the team. So, and it says, hello, Silas. Look, okay. Let me see if I can find some more of the guys. So, I mean, look at that. It's just, okay, Eiley. There's Cade. And then, are they show Charlie? Let's see. Kate again. Alright, we need Daniel and Reddix now. Oh, there's Reddix. Okay, it's Reddix. And now we just need to find Daniel. Oh, Daniel. Hello, Daniel. So, yes. Love this. I want more of these. Okay, I want more of these. I may have to just get them all. I don't know. They're so pretty. So, okay. What else we got? That's it. Oh, so one thing I did with mine, with my year in review, since I'm catching, I don't know, I'm all over the place. Since I'm catching up with, let me put this back down a little bit. Okay. Since I'm catching up with this year, what I did is, okay, I showed you that in this yearly version, in the year in review, this is what it looks like, where you click on it and you just have a blank page. Well, since I'm using mine to catch up on this current year, and I did my book journaling in different planners throughout the year, what I did was this. Okay, let me close this now. I did a screenshot of the menu bar down here at the bottom. And so if you're thinking about doing this to catch up with this year and you have used other journals throughout the year, might be a way you could do it. So I did a screenshot of the menu bar, okay, so that I could know where the buttons are. And then this is an exported image of that book journal page from the book journal that I used, so I could keep them all together. So that's what I did, because I wanted to see, I miss seeing the whole year together, and I feel like this is the only thing that I would do for a full year is a book journal. So so I did these pages so I could flip through. Anne says, Drake distracted you when you were talking about Petal. Are you going to go back and finish it? I probably will. It's not going to be high priority because, I don't know, it just wasn't doing it for me. And I'm very upset about that because I wanted it to. So that's this one. I love the cover. I loved the concept and the description, but once I got into it, I don't know. I was having a really hard time getting into it and finishing it. I stopped halfway through, and I was like, I just don't think I can do it anymore. And part of that was because it just wasn't connecting with me, and part of it was I think I had a book hangover from this book because this one, like, it was just so good. You know how when you read a book and it's just so good that anything you read after it has to compete really hard? I think that's part of the problem, because this book was so fucking good that I was just like, ugh. And then I had a beta read for Blake, and I wanted to read it, and then I had this other arc that I wanted, and so it was like, I knew all these other books were better, and I don't want to, like, say this was a bad book. That's not what I'm saying. Although it's a 3-star, and I feel bad even saying that, but it just wasn't connecting for some reason. It just wasn't connecting. I wanted it to so bad, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I may come back and finish, but it's not high priority. I don't know. I know I'll come back and finish this after I read the series that comes before it. Because just what I did read of this made me really intrigued by the world, and I've heard good things about this, but this felt like I was lost and needed all the world building from the first series. Because it was like, by the time you got to this one, you just had to, you already knew all this, and I didn't. Whereas this one, I don't know, originally it was 2 separate books. There was a book 1 and a book 2, and they combined it into this version of just one. And so technically I read the first one. But I was struggling. It felt like it was starting to pick up, but it was a struggle. I think I stopped at like 56%. And I was just like, I just can't do it. I've got so many other arcs that I wanted to read that I knew were going to be 5 stars. Just knew. So, I don't know. I struggled. But we'll see. Because I know some people really did like it. But yeah, okay. So this is what I did to pull in my my months throughout this year. And I did just like exported pages, because I used a different quarterly book journal every month of this year, and I wanted to see them all in one place. And these were super pretty pages. I really like. This is another setup I really liked. This particular journal was one where, like, you click on the daily boxes and it takes you to a blank page. So because I was really missing that. So I really like this book journal. And I could see a yearly version of this book journal because it was just really good. But, so this was the Peaches and Dreams Big Fancy. That's what this one was. I did that for a quarter. And I love how, love how it looks. And then this was the Midnight Elemental Big Fancy. And love it. It turned out really well. I do have to say I like the Traveler's Notebook style for the book journal. I did like that. So I could see that being another book journal. But I'm happy to make any book journal you guys want. You just gotta let me know. But this was really easy to create. So I just did a screenshot of this and then cropped it down and then just put it on top. That way I could still have access to my buttons, So if you're thinking about getting the year in review and like combining all of your year stuff for this year into one, then that's an easy way you can do it. But I just love it. And seeing all of these big pages, there's just something about it I just really love. So I'll go back at the end of the year and move stuff around to fit so there's not all these blank spaces. But it's too soon to do that now because we're only in October. You know how many books I'm going to read before the end of the year? More. Lots more. So, all right. So that is the quarterly one, the yearly one, and then the year in review. The other one that's on the list is the author journal. So I talked about this in the recent book journaling live stream for the Patreon book club. And I wanted it to be a place where I could combine pages from any book journal to keep all of my author stuff in one place. So how it works is you have an index here. It's all numbered. I've started playing around with it. So you've got the numbers here at the, you've got the numbers here at the bottom. So you can click on these. This will take you back to this index, and it goes up to 30 authors. And then you've got the blank pages or the page templates here. But the way it works is each of these are linked, and you can add like your author name, and then you click it and it goes to this author section. You've got a place for, let's see, you got a place where you can add like a photo. So I pulled this from Blake's Facebook page, like her author Facebook page. It's so cute, right? That's just cute. So you can put like their stuff like name, Instagram, Facebook, and you can make these linked if you want. You can do links and GoodNotes. And then there's just some extra lines here. It's a little hard to see on the screen, but you've got like a little gridded, You've got like a little gridded section, and then here is a little chart. So you've got like order. So if it's like in a series, then you've got book name, series, release date, pages or hours, status. So that could be read or not read, or did not finish or whatever. Format, that's like audiobook, ebook, ARC, doc, whatever. And then you've got date started, date finished. So there's like a lot of spaces here. It's really hard to see on the screen. There you go. So there's like spaces here, but then there's another page. So if you have more from this author, and you could just like group series together or duets. Blake does duets. Although we should get her to do like one big long series. That would be cool. But I do love the duets. But you can, track all of those here. And then also in this section, you've got the overview pages, like what you saw in the year in review and the other book journal. So you've got the detailed ones, and they're numbered to match. But then you can also do this where you add a title. And you've got the audiobook one, you've got this basic one, and this basic one. And you have all of those pages for each author. And then what I've done is I copied the pages of, why does that feel extra light? Like, what has happened to my color? That is pink, and you guys cannot see that. I don't know what happened to my color. But I copied pages that I had done for her books before from another journal, and I just pasted it in here so that it's in this section. And yes, it doesn't exactly match this journal, but it's okay. I could redo these pages on these, horizontal formats, but I really love these pages, so I just pulled them in. And then it just goes to the next author. So you can, click on it, and it goes to that profile all the way down through 30. And so what you can do is, like, if I take, like, this page here, like my Kelly Finley page here, like, I could copy this stuff and paste it into her section. So, like, let's say I did, her section was 2, right? Yeah, Kelly Finley. I'm going to take this, copy, and open. And I'm just going to paste this right here. So Kelly Finley. And I'm going to take one of the blank pages. So this one. And I'm going to copy. And I'm going to go to her section. And I'm going to put it right here at the end of this. I'm going to say paste page. And then I can come in here if I want. And let's make sure all this is turned on. And I can select all of this. Copy. And then I can paste it. Me being super particular over here. There we go. And so now it's in here, so it matches this, and I can just have all of her pages in here. So if you wanted to do like a year in review planner, like the basic one, like this one, that doesn't have the daily pages, but when you did a book journal page, you could put it with that author. So this is a fun way, I think, to track series by that author, to track everything you want to read from that particular author, and to keep your pages all together. So like, even if you did a different book journal like every year, you could still keep all of those pages for that particular author together in this author notebook, this author journal. So I'm excited. I'm going to do Blake's page for this one for Soul Code. I'm going to do this one today, and then I can put it in this section, in Blake's section. So you could do it either way. Like, you could just copy that page straight out of your other journal and paste it in here, or you can do what I showed where you do a page template and copy it so that you have the links. Either way works, because the whole idea is just to keep like everything from that author together in one nice, neat little place. So that makes me happy. The hard part, I think, will be deciding what authors that I want to include. Because not every author is going to get a journal page, because that's a lot. Okay. That's a lot. And I haven't done journal pages for everyone. But one thing I like about this idea is that if I just randomly am like looking back at quotes that I've collected for an Eva Simmons book, and it's one I did back in January, I can put it in here, because it's not going to go in, this book journal, because I didn't read it in this quarter, but I read it and I want to keep it. So, I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to say copy, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to let this one be Eva Simmons. Why did you, rude, stop it. Okay, there we go. So 3 is going to be Eva Simmons, because I've read like 9 of her books this year. So, all right, so this is the author journal. Now, the other thing I was going to show to go along with this whole book journaling thing is my Pinterest. So I've been doing a lot with my Pinterest. If you have not seen, I have a Book Journal Boss Pinterest page, and I've been doing boards. At first I started out with like everything just kind of like thrown in here, and then it's like, well, what, every time I saw something, like, oh, I could see that going for one of my book journals, like this one and this one and this one, like I could see that going for a specific book, So I was just like throwing them all in here, but then I was like, if I want to go back and find something to use for a specific book, it would just make more sense to put it on a board. So what I've done is I've got stuff like Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin, Perfect Boy by Hannah Gray, Wings of Ink, I've got Soulful Seas by Blake Black, and Lady Luck, and, all these that make him by Kelly Finley, and, just different ones like Blackwell Lake by Becca Steele. So I've just started pulling in boards, but then the stuff that like is like totally random, I'm creating aesthetic boards. So like this one is the possessive board. So it's like, if I find a photo that's like, oh, I could see me using that for a book journal, I've started adding it to a board that is more like themed for a vibe than a specific book. So if I have a book, I'm like, oh, well, dude's like super possessive, let's go in this category and see if there's something that matches. Like there's a football one, a bad boy, a hockey, florals just for extra stuff, the sculpted one, bikers. So it's like, I'm starting to go back and organize some of the ones that I already had and put them in these boards. So you guys are welcome to check this out and, save some of these, follow the boards, whatever. So if you want to start adding to your book journal, like this is, a fun way, like billionaire romance. Okay. So I've started, doing this. So if you wanted to get started with this, like you guys saw this book journal. So this is Grave Obsession by J.L. Quick. See? So this was a short little audiobook, but it had a vibe to it. Definitely. Coded Connections by Blake Black. We've got a vibe going on here. And love it. So I'm going to make this board today. But yeah, so this is like really, really, really fun. Like this is the book I just finished last night. Click. So, love it. This is, Charlie and Daniel, by the way. So yeah, so check this out. Now I will say this: if you saw my recent live stream for book club, I was using the Pinterest app, and in order to get the photos from the Pinterest app into your thing, you have to download the photos. But if you're using the web browser, you can just drag them into it. So I don't know if you guys knew that. So if I have, like, let's just go to a blank page. Okay, so if I have this page here and I want to pull in a Pinterest photo, if I have the web browser version, so let's just pull this, okay, and I want this photo. If you have the web browser version, you can press and hold. Sometimes it's a little tricky, and then just drag it right into your page, and there you go. Now you have a photo. If you have the app version, then you have to download the image, and I didn't want a bunch of photos just like saved on my iPad taking up room, because if you look, like the ones I did the other day, like these for Kelly Finley's book, like I had to download all those because I was using the app. But here's the kicker: you can't use the web version if you have the app installed on your iPad. So you have to uninstall the app if you already have that, because if you open up the web version, it's going to send you to the app, and that's the only thing. So if you have like the, just get rid of the app, and then you can just pull this in and you can just right there, and now you can start building your page without having to save the photos to your iPad and take up all that room, because ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got storage for that. So yeah, I'm gonna delete these because I don't need these. But that is my little tip of the day here: is just get rid of the app, and then you can do this. Also, full screen. Also, if you have the app version of Pinterest, then your unorganized pins are like this tiny little row, and that's it. Tiny little row. I don't have my phone. I left it in the other room, or I would show you. But it's like you don't see the full pin. It's just this tiny little row. So it kind of looks like this, but just like this one little row of unorganized pins. Whereas like the web version, you can see them all like this, and then you can like hit organize and, select something like this, and then say next, and you can organize those in a collection, and then it puts them there. So if you have the app version, you can't really do that. It pulls up this tiny, like, go back and watch that live stream. When I was using the app, it pulls up like this tiny little view, and it's like you see, if you were to click organize on the app, you would see this in like this tiny little format like this, and like all the photos are just so tiny, and you can't see that. It's just annoying. So this is much better. You can organize this, and so I will go back through and organize these into those different aesthetic folders, because sometimes, you're browsing on Pinterest and you're like, you get those emails where it's like, hey, we found some stuff you might like. And then, where do you put it? You don't have a specific book in mind, but you want to save it because it'll work. Well, that's why I created the aesthetic boards, so that I can just put them in there. Like tattoo guys, Sure, we all know we're going to read books with tattooed guys, okay? So why not have a board for them? Hello, sir. You know what I mean? So, okay, get out of there. You're going to get distracted. But yeah. So that is my thing. I know I haven't. What? Oh, well, that's rude. Okay, well, if you've been deleted, then why don't edit and delete. Thank you. If you've been deleted, why are you still there? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so okay, that's all I got. Do you guys have any questions, or do you want to see anything else? Because this was fun. And now I just want to play more. So, that's all I got. Why does it go to that page every single time? I don't know. But, yeah. That is my book journal and my upcoming ones. And they make me happy. And I'm having so much fun creating these pages right now. Like, you guys, they just look so cool. I mean, you know, we'll just do a little flip again. They're just so fun. You know? They're just so fun. Like, you can tell the vibe of the book. Like, I'm so glad I'm doing the Pinterest photos because it just helps with, like, the vibe of the book, right? Like, you can tell, like, oh, I want to read that. By the way, you should. I want book 2. But look at that. Like, doesn't that make you want to read that book? Like, you don't even have to read the quotes, and you just look at it and you're like, oh, I want to read that. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Because it's good. So, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Oh, I can delete this page. I don't need this one now. That was just for an example. Delete. Thank you. There you go. Summer challenge. Alright. That's it. Erin says, have a good weekend, y'all. I have market tomorrow. Oh, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Hope everything goes well. Alright, that's it. Ta-ta. I'm out. I'm going to go hang out with the hubby for a bit and then do some admin stuff. And then this evening I'm doing my interview with Kelly Finley. So excited. Okay. So excited. Alright, that's it. I'm out. I shall see you guys next time.